Tonight, advocates say at least 60 people, some of them migrants arriving in New York, were denied beds at a shelter.
And now the Legal Aid Society is vowing to sue the city for breaking the law. CBS 2's Alecia Reid is live on the west side with details on the emergency meeting held late tonight. Alecia?
Jessica and Maurice, everyone in New York City is guaranteed shelter, but these men were denied beds last night. The Legal Aid Society tells us that during tonight's emergency meeting, they found out beds were available, but that there was some sort of operational error. The Department of Homeless Services failed to meet its obligation to make shelter beds available for everyone in need, according to Coalition for the Homeless and the Legal Aid Society.
The city of New York failing in this instance to find a bed for people who needed a bed.
On Monday, at least 60 men at this Manhattan intake facility were told there were no beds in the system. Today, the Legal Aid Society and Coalition for the Homeless alerted DHS they will resort to the courts if the city fails to comply with the law. DHS told the Legal Aid Society beds were available, but an administrative error showed otherwise. This isn't the first time that's happened.
We see all the time single adults who are assigned a bed and taken to the bed, and then it turns out at the shelter they'll say, "I'm sorry, there's no room here tonight," and then they have to scramble to find a different bed for that person.
Homeless veteran Lenorze Evans says he was once denied a bed.
It's a shame. People get murdered in the street. They're afraid.
Some of the men denied beds were recent migrants sent to New York City on buses.
They're coming here with nothing more than the clothes on their backs. They really just want to get to work. They want to get on with their lives.
From tonight's meeting, the Legal Aid Society says DHS is planning to add 100 beds at a hotel they're already using and will add an additional 200 by temporarily turning a women's shelter with extra beds into a men's shelter and adding hundreds of emergency beds to existing sites. But Josh Goldfein says a long-term solution is needed.
The city could create space by moving people who are already in shelter into permanent housing, and then they would have more units that they could use, and they wouldn't be facing this crisis that they're running out of beds.
This isn't the first time the Legal Aid Society threatened to take the city to court. They sued back in 2009 and won, leading DHS to add an additional 1,000 beds to its shelter system. So far tonight, we reached out to DHS for comment. They haven't returned our calls. Live from the west side, Alecia Reid, CBS 2 News.
Okay, Alecia, thank you.